think it's
SCZHY.
It's like a Y with a line through it somewhere.
We've got a really good food processor here in the house.
Are we live?
Yeah, we've been live for a while.
Sick. Hello.
Hey guys.
I mean,
What's
I did that thing where I was like, hey guys, you ready to go live in 10 seconds? Everyone agreed and then kept talking about Bagel Schmear. I don't want to interrupt though. You got finish your conversation. Don't let the beginning of the show interrupt their flow.
I mean,
we're talking about bagels. I mean,
go ahead.
If one of Finley's many brothers and sisters is not named Bagel Schmear, I'm gonna be real sad.
He's got a point. Prepare to cry.
So Bagel Schmear Longbottom or Finley Bagel Schmear?
That's pretty good.
Actually, Bagel Schmear Longbottom is pretty good.
Yeah. Really? In what universe is that good?
This one, the current one that we're living in.
Yeah, in the universe.
All right. This is like, I don't fucking know. I guess it's the 22nd episode or something like that. I might have seen that before I went live, but I don't recall. Atomic is all up in tabletop design, complaining about intro length. So just to upset him, I feel like we should go extremely long in our intros tonight.
Are we in the right order, by the way?
Yeah. You all joined in the correct order. We didn't have to do anything.
Sick.
I like that you don't even ask that until the show's already started.
I didn't realize.
I assumed you would have said something, but then we were talking about Bagel Schmear, and
yeah,
you know what happens when you talk about Bagel Schmear? Just forget all about camera order.
Okay. I'll recall that next time we do the camera order and bagel schmearing. It's been a week. We're here again, friends. Welcome. I'm Arthur Perkins. This is APGamingREAL. Let's find out how everyone's doing. Let's start out with the leader of the cult of the side waifu, Henley. Oh, he just got done taking a bite out of something. We're going to jump over to Drumurboy, who's not currently chewing. Drummer, according to Twitter, you just had some sort of technical meltdown. Yeah, how's the rest of your week going?
I got around it just barely and then had to stop because there's this. Sick. But tomorrow I'll be able to finish up. Technical issues. When your life revolves around tech, just, oh, God. Other than that, life's been all right. Got the short film thing done, which I'm going to a short film. It's not a film festival. It's like a go to a place to watch a whole bunch of short films. I don't know, whatever they're called. A viewing party.
Yeah, that works.
But it's about 15 short films, and the one that I did the music for is going to be in it. So I'm going to go. It's only an hour away from me, so I'm going to go watch some short films tomorrow. That'll be fun. And then, yeah, that's it. I watched The Last Jedi yesterday, finally, for the first time.
Did you poo-poo it?
No, the only thing that was really weird to me was the first, 40 minutes were paced so fast. It was like breakneck speed of just time.
Hey man, they got a lot of pointless story to tell you, you know?
They got a lot of stuff to tell you. But it ended up in a casino scene, which is pretty fun. That whole thing, I could see how people didn't really enjoy it.
Now, the worst part for me was that it was split into two clearly different stories. And then they forced it down one hole at the end. And then they gave a very unsatisfying conclusion to that. And that to me was the biggest problem. It was just they could have had I think about it though. What they did in the end, they could have just did at the beginning. And the fact that they haven't been... I'm sorry, I'm going to spoil it. I'm just going to say it. Because you should have all seen it by now.
No, don't do it.
Mute him before he can say it.
Just skip. Look, Dave, let me tell you something. The thing that the internet needs more of is the Last Jedi reaction and discussion videos. There are clearly not enough of them.
Well, no, what I'm saying is
People made videos about it.
the one thing that's going to happen because
Bagel
of that
Schmear Long
story
Bottom,
now-
everybody. Bagel Schmear Long Bottom.
Oi!
The last bagel schmear.
You're like the slowpoke.
The rise of bagel schmear. Oh god. But
Rise of Bagel Schmear. He has the proof.
even the
But
ending,
anyway-
I don't really care. The beginning was the part that was fast paced and kind of weird feeling. The vibe was weird to me, but by the end of it, I'm like, okay, this is what's happening.
Well, I mean, like, okay, so I don't necessarily mean like the ending. I mean like the part with the spaceship, right?
Hmm.
That one
I
part with the
refuse to
spaceship in a
believe-
Star Wars movie.
Yeah, I refuse to believe that no one in the entire galaxy has ever done that before, because it seems to be stupendously effective. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
it makes no sense that they don't have that sort of, well, fuck it, we're the rebels, let's just make all the spaceships do that now.
Well, it's kind of a suicidal thing.
Well,
Like,
no, you could program a spaceship to do that shit.
Yeah. On the
I
other
think-
hand, think about it this way: with one person, you could take out thousands, right?
Yeah.
Like the trade-off is
Absolutely.
amazingly great.
what
That's
I'm
why
saying,
it's such a dumb idea.
stupendously Effective. Yeah.
at the end of Rise of Skywalker, there's a Star Killer Base 2, and the entire Rebel fleet does that.
No,
It's just like,
one of them will do it.
why would you need a Death Star? It just completely invalidates like everything from just the entire story. It's like, oh,
We're just gonna move
Sling
on,
is should be
okay?
good. And
We do not
how-
need to rehash a year-old debate over why the Last Jedi
You
had.
could fucking send an asteroid
No.
through light speed.
Drumurboy, what else happened to you this week?
Whatever.
Just trying to slog through this tune for roleplay.
Well, let me ask, right? I threw you up on the big screen this weekend, and I was watching you play some BioShock.
Oh yeah,
And then I turned away and I came back and you're like watching a fucking director's interview and guys are just like making noise. I'm like, I'm not turning the volume on for this. Who the fuck is this guy? And why is Drumurboy watching his dumb ass?
Were you trying to find what's his name? Oh, I forget his name now.
I
The
think
guy
he
that
was
we played
watching
with.
like a director's cut of BioShock or something.
No, it was in the whatever enhanced edition that they released a year ago, maybe. That was the version I was playing, and they added director's commentary throughout the game that you could find golden reels, and then you could watch at the end. You could watch like an interview, Jeff Keighley interviewing Ken Levine, and I forget the other guy's name. He's like art director for it.
Sorry,
Yeah,
Drumurboy. I
fucking
fucking
kidding.
checked out when you did that shit. I was just like,
A lot of people did, and I expected that wholeheartedly, and I didn't give a fuck. Because you know what, I stream for like enjoyment. I'm gonna play these games anyway. If you want to watch, you can watch. If you don't, that's fine too. I'm just gonna keep streaming because it has no bearing on any of my financials or anything. So,
Are
I'm
you
gonna be one
saying
of
that
those-
your financial plan is not an outrageous demand? And it's not too many damn pages for any man to understand?
And you're also not dancing live on twitch.tv.
No, I have 0 subscribers and I've made maybe $4 in the last 6 months. This is not the
Primary
jam for
form
me.
of income? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just sitting there on the weekends playing through series that no one is interested in except for me, probably. So
Well, then let's
fine.
circle back on your primary form of income, role play songs.
yeah, just trying to make it through this Oddballs song before the whole thing ends. I think they're wrapping up that whole story, and this will be the 3rd song. So I'm trying to incorporate some stuff from the 1st and 2nd songs while also making it a little bit bigger for like a finale kind of thing. This is why I'm trying to record guitar. This is what happened to me today, the tech issues. Okay. I unplugged, I turned off all the inputs, like my guitar input, and put all the volume pots to 0, and I was still getting the entire mix through my recording channel, which should only be guitar,
Yeah.
which ordinarily I could just put a noise gate on it, it'd be fine. But I'm gonna be tracking multiple layers of guitars, like 4 or 6, and that's gonna build up. Like even when I'm playing, there's gonna be the track underneath, which might not matter, but it's just really annoying. Trying to figure that out for an hour and a half. So I sort of did. I got it quiet enough that it's not going to be an issue anymore, but it might not even exist tomorrow. Like, that's how temperamental this bullshit is.
Yeah, my favorite thing is when you have to ground shit. It's just like, man, did I forget to ground something? Because I'm feeling some vibrations going through my audio equipment. And it's like,
I don't really have any problem with that because like my whole living space is on one circuit. You get ground loops when it's like running around in 2 different loops, and you're getting
yeah, like you plug it into 2 different outlets or something like that, and it's just like, well, now it sounds fucked up, and it's like,
Yeah, I don't have any problems with that. It's just a weird driver software interaction that's causing weird bullshit issues.
Yeah.
That's been my day. Other than finally signing up for Netflix and like watching Last Jedi. I'm going to be going through the Marvel movies that I missed. So
I was going to say, this is not the time to be signing up for Netflix. Netflix is dying. Disney is rising from the ashes.
That's why I'm catching all their shit before they leave, and then
November, $7.
Is there going to be a Disney thing now?
Yeah, Disney Plus. It actually looks like it's going to be pretty good.
It's supposed to be starting in November. It's like $6.99 US or something.
Doing a live action The Mandalorian or something.
that could be cool.
Gonna have a lot of
that
good
new
series
Star
on
Wars
it.
game has me fucking hard though.
I
Like,
don't understand why
I don't
people are
trust
so
EA.
opposed. No, why though? Why?
Because they're responsible for doing that shit, putting microtransactions in single
I
player games to fucking
understand, but
gameplay.
they've literally been like, no microtransactions, single player only, no multiplayer.
I mean, they could fucking promise everybody $500 million fucking dollars. I don't trust them because they're shady fucks and they've done this shit for years. Like the fact that anybody had, like, if they do it, that's great. But I don't trust them to do it and not, do some bullshit.
But Respawn has them by the balls because Respawn did Apex, and Apex is their Fortnite right now.
And Apex is also dying horribly right now. So I mean,
They've still got-
they
they had a
a
huge
lot of their
fall
stuff
off.
is dropping off really bad because they just bought a bunch of, they paid off a bunch of people to do stuff, and then I guess all those deals have concluded or whatever. So a lot of people, big names, aren't really playing the game anymore and stuff. So
well, no, it's not just
think
that.
that's
It's
it.
also because Epic are so fucking agile that they can reproduce the stuff that they introduced into Apex into Fortnite like that. So
I mean, you
Because they've
say
got more money
agile.
than
Some people just say
anybody.
when you don't give a shit about copyright law, it's really easy to get stuff done.
and when you have infinite resources,
I would say
copyright law.
But I don't believe
Yeah.
that Respawn would have been able to make a single player only game if they did not have Apex in their back pocket. If Apex did poorly, we would not see Jedi Fallen Order right now.
Titanfall more or less had a really great single player game.
Yeah, the
Titanfall
second
2,
one,
Titanfall 2 to be clear here.
yeah, the second one,
Here's something
that,
you should
that was
really-
really fun to play.
Here's something you should really be pissed off though, Atomic. So they put BioWare on a multiplayer game and they put Respawn on a single player game.
I mean,
That's what you should be
if they pull it off, that's great. That's fine. I'm just saying they don't have a great, people are falling into the thing of, oh, I hate them, I hate this, whatever, and then they see something that they have a little bit of interest in, and then the hype starts, and then this has happened. It happens every time. It's like, temper your expectations, wait till it arrives, then you can be happy for something. But Jesus Christ, people lost their goddamn minds over this game. And I'm like, you realize,
Yeah,
Well,
but
it's
the
because
other thing that's
it's the first Star Wars game that might actually look like a Star Wars game of old.
I know. I'm
in
just
a
saying,
long
people are just a lot of people are just forgetting all the bullshit from the past and they're just being, blind to whatever, and
So
just temper your
there's
expectations.
a lot of things. You're putting a lot of eggs in that basket because EA, Electronic Arts, is made up by a lot of people. And there's a lot of things that go on in those board meetings and in investor meetings that we don't really have any sort of control over. Now, anyone can jump into those investor meetings at any point. And as long as you own some stock in EA, you have the right to vote, just like everyone else, on things that happen. The people that invest in video games, this is coming from experience because I have to fucking do this every single day now.
They are
Not the type of people who care about things. So EA has proven without a doubt that microtransactions in their sporting franchises is a sustainable and very economically pleasing model. when they tried to replicate that onto another type of game with a different audience than the sports model, they received the flack. And now they're pivoting their perceptions, and the investors are also doing so. Because here's the thing that you don't understand, that money speaks a lot more value than anything else in this world. When they fucked up the last Battlefront 2, they lost $3 billion in stock value. $3 billion. That is an excessive amount of money. And that happened almost overnight. So when they say no microtransactions or anything like that, you can guarantee that, because the investors are so far up their butt right now in order to get that $3 billion worth of stock value back, that this game has to meet the expectations of a public that they don't know what the expectations are. So the other thing that's worth pointing out too, if any company has the right to come back and be better, because companies seem to be doing that a lot now. Look at Ubisoft, look at all those other game companies that do that. There's a lot of companies that are pivoting in such a really good way, like a like a consumer friendly way, that it actually makes me happy that they still exist. Now, I don't agree with their practices of shutting down companies, but they got to make money where money needs to be made. So it is what it is, but you got to remember that the people that probably made those decisions probably don't even work at EA anymore, most likely, and we will never know who they are. So
the solution is to kickstart enough like a gamer union makes like a Kickstarter to buy enough of EA to swing.
That sounds more like a GoFundMe.
Yeah.
You remember a couple of months, like last year, start of last year, Vivendi, which is a terrible company, almost got majority share of Ubisoft, which would have been disastrous for the company. Like, they were doing aggressive, hostile takeovers. They were buying out the debt from other companies to get Ubisoft stock, specifically so they could have a majority share in Ubisoft. They were like 47%. Or something like that. Or no, sorry, they were like 27%, which is close to a majority share in Ubisoft or something like that. It was fucking frightening. It really would have been absolutely insane if they did that, but they didn't. They couldn't get a hold of it. So
yeah,
video games, man.
I'm sure there'd be some sort of legal stuff to prevent. Maybe not. Maybe
absolutely not. Like, dude, if they're buying up the debt of someone else, which happens to include like company escrow, then yeah, dude, they're entitled to keep that. I mean, yeah. Anyway, the reason why I'm excited for the Star Wars game, knock on wood, is because it's set in my favorite period of RPG storytelling, which is the Order 66, post Order 66 stuff. That shit is fucking exciting. When you think about it from like a storytelling perspective, because in terms of like the freedom that they have in the Star Wars universe, they could literally make up any villain. They could literally make up any sort of like Padawan or whatever, and they can have a main character that isn't beholden to the Jedi Order or to any expectations other than the ones he sets himself. It was cool.
I'm just kind of like, I'm still a little sad that we'll never get to see the Visceral game, because I was excited for a Star Wars game not related to the Force and Jedi, because like it's a big fucking universe.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely.
Ragtag would have been so cool, but whatever.
Yeah.
Hey Dave, let's do your intro.
Hey, what up? My name's Dave. I run a video game publishing and now developing company. So yay. We just released a game like 3 days ago. It's called Hacksaw. It's on Steam. Go check it out. No chance of a console release because the guy who made that game started working on it like 4 years ago. And we can't port that without paying an excessive amount of money. So if you want to see a port, go buy it on Steam first, I guess. But yeah, that's new with me. Brian, how's that booty? I see you looking over there.
Yep, I see you looking at my booty. Yeah, no, it's going good. Been real busy with work lately. My Twitch account got hacked apparently, so yay. That's about it, really. What have I been playing? I'm playing.
Why'd they hack your account though? Like, what did you do? Who did you talk to?
It came from Cambodia. Who the fuck knows, man?
Ah, did you throw some money at Fiverr or something like that? Like, what's going on?
It doesn't make any sense. All I know is that I can't log in anymore, and when I try to reset the password, it says that email address and username don't match. It's like, fuck.
Look, just send a message.
They kept the username the same, but they changed the fucking email address.
Just talk to Twitch support on Twitter.
Yeah, no, I've already done all that shit, so they're working on it.
So you weren't with us last week. Are you with us next week, or are you gone again?
No. I'm here for the next 2 weeks, then I'm only gonna miss one.
The 8th.
show,
That's right. Yep.
I think.
Yeah.
I think I'm only gonna miss the one show, so which is crazy because I'm gonna be out of the country for like 2 weeks.
Timing, man.
Madness and blasphemy. You got anything else to hit us with, Spootnik?
No, it's just been work, man. It's been busy. Still playing the Division 2. It's fun. But yeah, I haven't even had much time to do that lately. Sad tears.
Atomikspoon.
So,
what is up?
I built a workbench, which you can't see, but it's like 6.5, 7 feet tall. And then I've been building Space Marines. Got a handgun, took that to the range. Very nice. Pretty much it. That's all I've been doing this week.
Must not have been a Luger then.
No. It's checkmate. Just better. But,
Okay.
All right, Arthur.
Yeah.
Real quick. Did you play Dark Forces?
Nope.
Okay. So Dark Forces had I would pay good hard money for a remake of Dark Forces.
I would pay good hard money for Jedi Knight 2 Jedi Outcast remake.
The reason why is because Dark Forces, I want to say 1 and maybe 2. I don't remember if 2 had it, but they had full motion video cutscene.
Yep.
Oh man, bring that shit back. Give me a Star Wars game with full motion video cutscenes, like the really janky, like
90s
one where they spent all the budget on the lightsaber effects. Holy shit, give me that.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
There's an Obsidian dev remaking a Star Wars game in Unity 4 or Unreal Engine 4 in his spare time. I can't remember which one it is though.
There were some really good Command and Conquer games that had some amazing cutscenes.
I want a Republic Commando remastered.
Yeah, Republic Commando was bitching. I did enjoy that game. But you play it now, it is a product of its time. It is awful now.
Oh yeah, no, but the books that also came in around the same time period as some of my favorite EU books, because it's the same characters, literally the same guys, and they're really good. So
back when 800 by 600 was a resolution that was acceptable.
that was Xbox, first gen Xbox. So that was a long time ago. But yeah, Jedi Knight Outcast 2, Jedi Knight Academy. I'd like for a remaster of that. Would be nice.
Jedi Academy is still pretty good.
There's a massive multiplayer community for that game still. Like
I believe it.
I know somebody who still plays it every week. It's huge. So the modders went crazy with it.
Was it Jedi Knight 2 or Jedi Academy where you could play in the multiplayer Stormtrooper with a white lightsaber? Because I used to rock that.
Yeah, it would be the
Outcast.
second.
Jedi Knight 2 Jedi Outcast. You could play one. Yeah.
Jedi Knight 2 multiplayer. Freaking Nar Shaddaa just force choke somebody off.
It is Dark Forces.
Cloud City.
Yeah, I knew he released some stuff because it was
He's remaking Dark Forces?
Yeah, he's doing it in his spare time. It looks really good.
I linked it in
Give me that link.
Don't link Kotaku anywhere near me. Come on now.
You just have to do
that looks
I got some of it on me.
Yeah, no,
exactly.
It's really, I mean, Kotaku's going kaput soon, right?
I mean, it's going kaput because all their reporters are too busy sleeping with game designers and then not revealing that fact before they.
I mean, they're not actually, writing, doing journalism. They're just being garbage.
The thing that broke me with Kotaku was when they were like, Trails of Cold Steel is a great game. And they had, like, every week they had a new article about Trails of Cold Steel, and they weren't revealing the fact that Kotaku had paid an enormous amount of money to help localize it in English and had a huge stake in the success of the game.
Fucking good riddance.
They were like, the Trails of Cold Steel saga is a epic that you've never seen before. Completely new, ingenious design. I'm like, this is some JRPG rip-off bullshit. It's not even that good. Oh, Kotaku paid in on it. Okay, all right. I'm done with you.
That was just what came up.
I mean, localization doesn't cost that much money. How much money did they fucking pay?
I don't know, but they were a
a
stakeholder in the success of the company, and they were not reporting that on their articles.
They weren't disclosing that they were affiliated with it at all, and they were just like blowing smoke up its ass and stuff. It was, yeah. But
every day there was a new article. It was like Trails of Cold Steel. Whoa! It's remaking the genre, and I was like,
apparently
what?
that the first level of Star Wars Dark Forces, the UE update. You can email someone and get a playable first level demo of it.
Ooh.
So what you're saying then is I should try out this Trials of Cold Steel game.
No.
That's what I'm hearing. That's what I'm getting from this conversation.
Atomikspoon, you got anything else going on?
No, not really.
Well, I'll tell you. Today I'm struggling to overcome an issue. So, a lot of people can come up with creative ideas, but I think that John Harper, Matt Koval, and, I mean, this guy's not going to be like the other names that I just listed, but Michael Bay all have spoken on this particular issue. It doesn't matter how fucking creative you are if you can't bring an idea to fruition through management and delivery. I mean, the reason people continuously go to Michael Bay in order to make movies isn't because he makes passable movies with lots of explosions and special effects. It's because he can deliver them over and over again and make enough money off of them.
It's idea and execution. They're both equally
exactly.
important.
You can make 15 new IPs and they'll all bomb, or you can just get Michael Bay to make one and make $100 billion off of it. Yep. So I mean, I'm in the middle of writing up yet another D&D 5e setting with, unique god set and a premise of being like modern day, almost Shadowrun without the internet part of it. It's literally just like everybody in the modern day suddenly woke up and like half of them were elves and shit. And dungeons open up in random places all around people and just like, oh shit, we got to send somebody in to explore it. And then they're like, oh, sweet, I'm going to live stream it. And that's the whole premise is, just like adventuring teams of cool live streaming bros. But, is this idea even ever going to see the light of day? Is it worth my time to focus down the setting? People like in this game, in my Tuesday night game, people are like, oh, I'm going to be missing July and August. And I'm like, gee, July and August? You think we're still going to be playing that long? Like, okay, that's how committed you are to this? Like, sometimes I can't even get people to tell me if they'll show up next week. You guys are talking about July and August. What the shit?
Look, man.
That's where I'm at. Like, I have no clear exit strategy for the games that I'm in right now. Everybody is satisfied. No one is saying, life's coming up for me, Arthur. Maybe we could wrap it up. So I've got these games and I'm like, here are some ideas, but will I ever actually be able to use them? I've been sitting on Game of Thrones and Pendragon for 2 years.
Dude, Pendragon. Oh.
Yeah, Pendragon. I would love to do like a 2 to 3 year long Pendragon, play the whole King Arthur campaign from before his birth until after his death. Just make it bitchin' as hell.
Hell yeah, man.
Yeah, but who do I find to do a 2 year long campaign? This ain't Critical Role. I can't find people to sit down for that long and be like, not only do I want to play a dude, but I want to play his uncle, his son, his grandson, his grandnephew.
Though, you don't need the same cast of knights. It's a whole thing.
Right.
If
But
someone wants to dip
here's
out
the
after
thing.
a year, you can be like, okay, it's another night.
Right. Wait, are you talking about changing the cast or changing the character?
Like the cast. If one of the cast members is like, I can't do this anymore, there's something came up, you can bring in someone else.
Yeah, but that's the thing. When people invest in a Pendragon campaign, it's specifically about following that household lineage bloodline stuff, like following the knights.
Have them inherit a character. Has that ever worked?
I have never in my entire life attempted to do that. I have
Like in Pendragon.
the only time I've ever heard of something like that is on RPG horror stories, and it is always the center point of the horror story. Someone is like, my DM gave me a character when I joined the game. It was the person who was just kicked out, and the end of the story is always, I left because it was a fucking disastrous.
I mean,
it's an interesting idea, though. Not specifically inheriting the character, but inheriting the house itself.
Yeah,
and playing the next heir. That might be
especially
interesting.
in a game like Pendragon. I feel like that could actually be a thing. In D&D, no fucking way. But
well, in D&D, you'd have to be playing a pretty serious game to get a year of playtime in.
I mean, I had a Pathfinder campaign go for a year and 8 months with the same cast of people, and we missed.
You mean real time or in character time?
No, real time.
Yeah, that's not the problem. It's the in character time in a D&D
Yeah.
campaign. You guys are barely 20 days into this campaign.
Yeah,
You keep
well,
restarting.
I've also exactly. That's a bit different.
Hey, you don't have to make fun of us.
Oh, I will mock you ruthlessly.
I mean, that's literally the point of the fucking.
our blood has been
Time is literally meaningless for us.
If you want, Arthur, we could play the game right fucking now. You know what I'm saying? We could
You know
stop
what? I don't even want to hear this. I was discussing a serious issue that I am attempting to overcome in tabletop RPG design and in Deliverances. And you guys, Atomikspoon before the game is like fucking intros. And then as soon as someone mentions Star Wars, he's like, let me jump in here. I want to have a 5-minute discussion about this. I'm going to break it across my knee.
Of all the motherfuckers, Captain Anime, and then the movies and shit. I mean, I've got some credits I can spend on,
Okay, but I mean, if you're gonna complain about it on the same day that you're breaking it over your knee,
Well, I always complain about it though. That's
Captain
the thing.
Anime. All right, you know what? You even hear me talking about anime today? This season of anime is lackluster.
You're talking about it right now.
It's so soft. I am meta talking about it. I'm not talking anything specific. But you know what? As long as we're meta talking about it, let me get specific. If there's only one anime you watch this season, and there really will only be one, you should be checking out Kimetsu no Yaiba.
Well, I don't even know what that means. What is it?
It means Demon Hunter. Fucking wild, man.
It's got a no in the title, so no.
No is just a connecting word in Japanese. It's meaningless.
Yeah, same here. No, thank you.
Wow. Okay.
It's a connective tissue that doesn't connect.
Now I'm about to connect my foot with your ass.
Did you just assume that word's worth?
Don't threaten me with a good time, AP.
Wow.
Shut that shit down. Let's play some D&D.
I'm sorry, this anime season sucks.
No, you're not.
I have
You
no
don't give a
opinion on it one
shit.
way or another.
No, I don't give a shit, but you seem sad about it, so fuck it.
Yeah, I am. All right. So previously on this show, you met up with Lord Tong Sang Wei and agreed to carry out a contract on his behalf. In the process, he discovered that you were a dwarven elder and had indicated that he might require some mineral rights in the future. Some people in the party accused me of trying to metagame you back to the mountains, but I want to point out that mineral supplies might be in low worth along a river delta that's hundreds of miles long and has middle of the desert. I might have,
and you did spend a whole lot of time.
I mean,
I might have pre-cooked conflicts into the various nations as to why they want stuff from each other. Like the dwarves want to hold mineral control.
I mean,
Everyone else requires more minerals, and the dwarves are just like, look at all this Vespian gas we got here, brother.
I was waiting for the start group. I mean, here's the thing, though. The way that this entire campaign is set up is we will get there eventually. We take every path. So
Really? Because you've been taking kind of like a.
Well, yeah, I mean, you know, it's just where we're going. I mean, I'm sure we'll get to the Dwarven Kingdoms eventually.
You went through the Dwarven Kingdoms.
Okay, we'll go back.
You were
another
tourists.
timeline. It's going to happen. Time is meaningless.
You
anyway.
traveled to some illicit bazaars where you found potions, magical items. You learned more about the methods of forging within the Empire and got some revelations about their society, and then traveled down the river with a hit team of Tong Sang-wei's monks in order to set up an ambush and eliminate lizard folk raiders from the desert. Encountering those lizard folk raiders at ruins far before your destination, you found them somewhat amiable towards a temporary truce as there was a massive storm incoming. Now you find yourself sheltered with them. Having heard their side of the story, you've had no sympathy or empathy for their side of things and have gone full mercenary. Once this is over, the battle between the two forces will begin. As a last act, I believe that it was Agrim speaking High Elven, speaking Elvish, decoding the artifact sealed into the floor of the ruin. It's
like a pedestal or something?
Yeah, so, I mean, it's this thing right here. On our map. Yeah. So the inscription is 3 parts. There's the outer ring, then there's an inner ring that's a half step up, and then there is a pedestal with 2 like fey dogs. So you actually recognize them. They're blink dogs, much like the ones that you had seen before in the temple, that sit on either side of it. The outer ring in rough High Elvish, and we're talking like thousands of years old dialect, says, I gaze upon the works left broken about us and wonder at the world. What secrets have those that come before us left behind? The inner ring reads, though we are mighty, we are but a speck compared to their. And the last emblem of the ring is the symbol that each of you has on the back of your neck. The infinity symbol of a crystal dragon eating its own tail.
Country.
And then on the pedestal, on the bench pedestal, the front nameplate reads, remember those who pass here, that around you are the bones of civilizations. Their magic and technology surpass ours in some way, and we lag behind in others. Will you children of the future think the same of us? We consecrate this ground on the first day of Warm, of the Fenphenumial era. Long live the gods. So I'm gonna copy paste that bullshit.
I was gonna ask, it's like,
I figured you weren't paying attention.
No, I was just, I can't remember all.
And then it says,
It definitely included several corrections where someone had scratched something out whenever I made a mistake, and then it kept going.
Dude, could
all
you
of that was
imagine
written.
prehistoric whiteout, and then just have like spin some like clay mud, and, like throw it on there.
Here's prehistoric whiteout. Ah, shit! Take a sledgehammer, knock it over, get the guy in here, get the mason.
Yeah, I was gonna say it definitely would involve a sledgehammer.
Yeah, just start over.
So you're hanging out with your new friend, Boldash of Clan Luga, and his 4 dudes riding upon their giant lizards. The 5 of them are shivering. They appear to be having a lot of trouble with the weather suddenly dropping enormous temperature as the rain pelts over the tarping that you've created that you all are hiding in. You can see in the blast of lightning outside, the lizards that have buried themselves in the sand seem to be getting revealed as the water washes off of them, and then they swim down into the sand to rebury themselves, and they too appear to be shivering or having some trouble. The 5 of them are gathered, looking at a inscription on a piece of paper, and occasionally looking over at the rest of you, and you know, one person's always keeping an eye on you, but they keep shifting who's watching you as they all point at this piece of paper and discuss it in Draconic.
We've got an eavesdropper, right? Professional eavesdropper. Eavesdropper. What
Who's
are they
dropping
saying?
some eaves?
Yeah,
Well,
what are they saying?
I don't speak Draconic.
Yeah, that's the problem.
Oh.
I was just about to. I was just about to ask if Daka could, because you speak Draconic, right?
No, that's the guy that's currently transcribing an elven.
It's the dwarf. Oh, and I figured out I cannot speak Goblin, by the way.
Interesting.
Oh, well, okay, you pick when you pick your favorite enemy, you pick.
Oh,
like,
and we need to talk about Umbral Vision, by the way. The ability to be invisible to creatures that only rely on dark vision.
Yeah, it's a little broken.
I think maybe we need to turn that to disadvantage because
that works. That's fine. That's fine.
Invisibility is real rough.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
There are a number of creatures. I mean, I was looking through it. There are a number of creatures that have no ability to see without their dark vision.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
They don't even have hands to have a torch.
I read it and I was like, what the fuck? But no, disadvantage is fine.
I mean, the thing about UA is that it's test floating stuff, right? It's them being like what's good and what's not, and then whatever's good ends up in Xanathars.
No, I'm fine. Disadvantage is fine.
Yeah.
Does that mean that specifically if we go into a cave and we have like an orc who uses dark vision and he looks in dark vision, he won't be able to see?
No, because we're not doing it. So all his perception checks will be and attacks will be at disadvantage.
Yeah,
if we played it as written, the orc would literally not be able to see the dwarf. It would be just like the woman in the inn all the way back at the beginning of the campaign in Ponderock.
It's kind of strong.
That's
broken. Yeah,
yeah, it's very powerful.
Disadvantage is fine. I know how to stick to the shadows. And
so meanwhile, back as we leave game mechanics land and return to the shivering cold of a spring storm rolling across the desert.
What's on the paper there, guys?
I mean, I'll translate. I'll tell them what it says, and there also seems to be that symbol we got tattooed on our.
No. I was asking the lizard people what's on.
When you say that, one of them rolls the paper up. It's just like nothing. There's nothing on the paper.
Well, I mean, we saw you writing something on there.
We broke bread with you, and you're sharing our shelter.
I love that this whole conversation is going through Agrim, by the way.
Oh, it is, yeah.
Yeah. There's things that we cannot discuss with you. You are outsiders, and more importantly, when this storm passes, we will once more be enemies. You have declared yourself thus to us, so you can understand our hesitance to share the secrets of our people.
Listen, there's a whole lot we obviously don't know about you and your people.
Yes.
And yet, if we are going to have a change of heart, we do need to know about what ails you and what you're looking for.
What we are looking for is material, weapons, armor, spell books, assistance in any way.
To fight everyone else, I assume.
To take back the lands of the Empire.
Right. Well, I mean, it's no different anywhere else. One clan thinks another clan owes them something, or that their land that they currently sit upon was theirs 4,000 years ago, therefore they deserve it now. Wars are going to be fought everywhere.
Yes.
Who knows, maybe in 200 years, maybe the lizard people will be on the top of the food chain.
We are on the top of the food chain.
You made it.
Well, I mean, fantastic. But here you are still out in the desert, it's...
Yes, the 6 tribes that broke from us and now hold the river against us. They are the ones that control the Empire.
Or maybe soon you will, but, the only way that cultures come together, at least in my understanding, is a shared consciousness or resonance with each other, and that happens by the gift of sharing information with each other.
There is another way that cultures are brought together.
Yes, I know, bloodshed or...
One consumes the other. This is how life...
Well, I was going to say marriage and babies, but that works too, I guess.
We cannot outbreed our enemies. Their control of the river, its bountiful resources, the water, the rice, the corn. We cannot match their speed, but they cannot match our ferocity or our righteousness.
Yes, but they can hire people who can.
And thus we come to you. And this is why we will not share information with you, because you do not work for us. You work for our enemies, and you do not care about our troubles.
Well, that's pretty easy. We're mercenaries, right?
Yes.
We go for... Listen, I can tell you right now what they're offering us, and I can guarantee you it is not gold. So unless you have information that is more valuable to us, we have no reason to change our alliances.
What information could we offer that is more valuable than gold to you?
Ducka, do the thing, please.
Julie, do the thing? Is Daka your secretary?
I'm literally not saying shit to these guys.
Well, why not?
If we want to know what's on that paper, we'll take it off their body when they're dead.
Well, I mean...
I'm assuming Agrim does not translate that particular point.
No, he doesn't. He's just like...
What if they have like a lizard person who is the library and we kill him in a war that we fight? What if that?
Well, we always have another chance, don't we?
You know, I'm starting to not liking to die so much. If I could stay alive and maybe sort out this problem in this timeline, I'll be very helpful and very happy that would happen. So
somehow I doubt they're going to be forthcoming with anything particularly useful. No one else has before.
Listen, whatever magic is holding us down, I don't know if we're going to find it in a book. We're probably going to find it via some witchcraft or something like that.
Probably.
Are you saying anything out there?
Witchcraft
I was
is in
singing the
books.
Reading Rainbow song silently so
It's
that
in a
people could
book.
lip read it for me.
Yeah.
Man, witchcraft started in books, or it didn't start in books, but that's where it flourished.
Oh, I remember my tribe before the humans came. We didn't have any books.
Fucking humans.
Well, look, I learned the art of war from my general, and he was a very aggressive man, I would say. Anyway, I think it might be worthwhile at least considering what they have to say, if they have anything of importance to say. So could you humor me, please?
Well, hearing you, but I'm not going to like it. So what do we want to know? What?
We want to know if they know anything that can be useful to us in exchange for our services. Because you've seen inside the library. You know what they offer, right?
I haven't been able to read anything. I just was shown how much they have.
No, you were able to look around and take a look at the books and stuff like that.
I think he was able to take a quick peek, but it wasn't a sustained amount of time or anything.
Yeah.
The library is a reward for healing.
But he proved
that they had a wealth of knowledge.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So just compare what they have to say against that, and probably we'll just do what we're doing already, obviously, but it is worth knowing, as you said, in case we come back.
Yeah.
I have to agree with the big man here. It's knowing all the possibilities is never a bad idea before choosing a course of action.
I'll like wave over the one that I didn't cuss out, or one of them that I didn't intimidate or cuss out or whatever.
I mean, they're very hesitant to separate from the pack, but one of them will come over.
And then I'll point to the symbol on the dais, the crystal dragon eating its tail. Ask if he knows anything about that.
So he says, there are many ruins in this area that bear such a mark. It is a symbol of the thing that came before the ancient elves. A race of great builders and magicians. We follow some of their broken traditions with what little wisdom they have left behind. Many of the great legendary artifacts, and some say even more powerful items, things tied to the way that the universe runs, came from this ancient race, not from the elves as they would lie to you, but some dark, unknown place that predates known history. It is only out here, in the ruins of the desert, where the elves are not welcome, where they have not had time to erase the past, that you can find such knowledge.
Doesn't that give you a book boner? Come on.
Is this available in those books, or is it only in stone inscriptions around the desert?
There are several surviving ruins where our tribes take shelter. There are inscriptions along the walls that we have saved.
Did anyone write them down?
Ancient spells that we pass on through scroll and tome that allow us to rewrite the laws of the reality. Spells of fire and ice, bending of the mind, and some even allow us to alter time itself.
I'm familiar with this one. Tell you what. If we can convince the people by the river that we dealt with you, I can get in their library and look for any adjacent clues here. In the meantime, they will think you're dead. You have the best defense, the best offense, anonymity.
Are you lying?
No.
Okay. Just making sure. I don't know if this is a double play, because I remember earlier there was like a scene where all four of you were collaboratively lying, and I was like, I had no idea you guys were lying. I should have made you roll a deception check.
Man, Daka just flipped a switch at some point.
Instead, Daka, I need you to roll a persuasion check to get these guys to believe you. And to be clear here, your group has made this check extremely difficult because you've been like, we don't give a shit. We're mercenaries. We're here to murder you.
I made this check extremely difficult.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, we tried to reason with them.
No.
One fucking bit.
That is the 5 is not what you need in order to get business done here today.
That's a 1 and a 2.
Yeah.
I thought it was a DC 2.
Yeah.
Hey, you needed to not roll a 1.
I think a DC 2 is what you need in order to go to the bathroom. So.
Yeah.
Without shitting in your pants. Yeah.
I think like that's what I'm saying, but they're hearing that like we're gonna go back to the library, tell them all about you. And
No, it's not.
You or something.
It's not that. It's just they don't think your plan will go through. So like the lizard folk shakes his head and says, "There is no way they will believe that we are dead without you bringing back corpses, without you bringing back proof. We can't afford to trust you. They can't afford to trust you. Your plan is too dangerous to enact. I'm sorry."
Oh. Well,
it is unusual to say, but perhaps after we battle, should you somehow best our warriors, perhaps you might travel across our lands and uncover some of these ruins yourself. But I must tell you, each of them is filled with clans, enclaves, or even entire tribes.
How about a trade then?
What do you have to offer?
Information that can help out your side in the upcoming battle.
You wish to tell us your weakness?
I wouldn't call it a weakness, but yes. In exchange, you will give us a map to these locations.
You wish for us to give you a map to our homes in exchange
to
for
the
information
ruins
that might
that-
defeat you. So you believe yourself arrogantly powerful enough to overcome us and then travel to our homes and kill all of our families?
Well, you said that you inhabit some of the ruins. How about you give us a map to the ruins where you're not living?
In exchange for what?
Information about the battle. Now, I can't give you that information up front. Otherwise, we wouldn't get a deal going. But I can tell you it will be very helpful for you to know this information.
So his eyes narrow and then do a lizard blink.
His tongue flicks out. He's smelling to see if you're telling the truth.
I am telling the truth, by the way, Arthur. I'm not
As this
lying about it.
happens, Kelly, by the way, I should note,
Yeah.
you you notice that on your person, your holy symbol, your silver dagger, is gone.
We might have
Okay.
found the bodies we need.
I look over at Finley and I was like, come on, really?
Finley, by the way,
Sorry.
at some point earlier, you stole his holy symbol. You just thought it would be very funny if you just took it. He doesn't need it. He never uses it.
That's true.
Except for like the one time he's ever casted a spell before that you've seen.
I'm just keeping it safe.
Is that your go-to? You immediately assume it was Finley?
Yes.
Okay.
He did it before. So
it's not the
Yeah,
first
but
time
you
this
didn't
has
know
happened.
that. You didn't know that he did that. You died before you found out.
True.
Okay. So we have.
I mean, you can definitely assume it's him. I'm not stopping you, but
Here's the other way, and this is not metagaming. Here's the other thing.
Mhm.
We have a soldier.
Yeah.
We have another soldier. And we have
Tinker,
a bookworm.
a tailor, a soldier.
And then we have a thief.
Not just any thief, but a halfling thief, okay?
I don't know. I don't know, Henley. That's a bit of a stretch. I mean, blaming the thief, really, maybe that's just what the tailor wants you to think.
It's so
That's-
cliche.
Yeah, I was gonna say, sounds so stereotypical.
Daka turns around and is like caressing the knife.
Yes, precious.
You forget that I'm a tiefling. You can't spell thief without tiefling.
What? What?
All right,
No.
Agatha Christie.
Look, he doesn't write, read, or spell.
All right, so let me ask you a question, Finley. Do you want to hide this thing that you've stolen?
Well, I mean, I have to now.
Okay. Well, then let's make opposed checks, some sort of sleight of hand on behalf of Finley, and a perception from the main man, Kelly. Oh
Holy
my God,
shit.
a one. As
is
long as
happening?
Kelly
Hold
doesn't
on.
roll a one.
Don't be doing nothing crazy yet, because I got to roll.
I know.
What is happening?
So good.
Okay.
Just be glad that these aren't combat rolls. I mean, okay, you turn over and you're like, I wonder if Finley took it, and you just like see it sitting on Finley's belt. He thinks he's got it tucked away in his pants, but it's scrunched up out of the waistband.
It's like a sword for this guy. Of
Yeah.
course. I'm thinking.
But well, you dropped this while back, but you were talking to them
Thank
over
you
there.
for looking after my holy symbol, which was around my neck on a chain. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. I didn't want you to
Connect it
lose
to the
it.
chain again.
What if in 3 years you have to cast a spell?
Now I turned back.
Can I give it back?
I mean, I want to point out that pretty much every time you've cast a spell, Finley has already been dead, so
Yeah.
he's not seen you cast a lot.
Oh no, I casted
I
that
don't
one
think
spell that
magic
made
is
me.
real.
They made me invulnerable to everything. Yeah. Anyway, it doesn't matter.
That just made you glow really good. That's all
yeah, it
anybody
did.
saw.
Yeah, it did. Made me go. I turned back to the boy and I was like, "What do you think? Do we have a deal?"
What if instead of fighting us, we simply went our separate ways? You go research whatever it is you want to find in the desert, and then you leave our people alone. You go back to your masters and tell them you found nothing, that we are great serpents of the desert, able to evade your senses, too fast and quick for you. They will believe it. You are clumsy outsiders, not suited to desert life. You have no idea about our culture and ways. We will provide you with directions to a abandoned and decrepit location where you might learn more about whatever it is you seek about these ancient peoples.
I can tell you right now that's not going to work. So are you going to take the deal or not?
Your weaknesses mean nothing to us.
It is not a weakness.
We have no reason to trust your truth or lies.
I am a cleric.
There are clerics of the god of trickery. Would you believe them?
Absolutely not. I wouldn't believe that anyone else has a proper god outside of Guzengas. So I can tell you right now that my god favors chivalry, and this is a deal that I will uphold.
I do not doubt that you might uphold it. Simply that it will not provide us with the kind of use that you believe.
Fine. You will be squashed upon our boot without a fair fight if you do not accept this deal.
Then that is how it shall be.
You may return to the camp. Fire.
He moves like 10 feet sideways. I mean, there's not even space to stand up here, right? Like there's like a tent over your heads, so he just kind of like slithers along the ground like any good lizard does, and heads back over to his bros. And Animated Lee is apparently explaining the conversation that happened. There's a lot of nodding.
I tried, but apparently they don't know a good deal when it slaps them in the face. So
they don't listen to reason.
Having been the one that had to translate this conversation, I'm like, yeah, well, at least we get to kill some motherfuckers, I guess. I mean,
in case anyone's wondering, in the chat, or maybe Arthur, because he might not remember, but we have a series of monk dudes following us.
Yes.
And the information that I was going to give them was that we are bringing some more people to the party that will help with an ambush later on. And that was the information I was going to exchange.
I mean, what you could have done is let these guys ambush the monks, and then you could have gone back and been like, oh no, the monks were ambushed. We had to flee. Oh, it was so sad. Sorry we couldn't do the job for you.
No, I wouldn't.
That would require you betraying your ally.
Well, these lizard guys sound like total assholes, so, it is what it is.
Like I said last time, if they want to pay for whatever with their own blood, let them.
They wish to pay for the desert sand in blood.
I can't.
We did get some good information from them, at least. So
we know there's more of these ruins, so,
And if you really want to know what's on that paper, well,
we will take it from their dead bodies.
Exactly, yeah.
Doc is like, all right, now I'm just going to sit incredibly still. I will turn invisible.
I'm going to clean my bow. It's like cleaning your gun, but like I don't have a gun, so it's like bow.
I mean, you do have to
sing your bow.
You do have to do bow upkeep, right? Like you got to make sure
wax your string,
yeah.
And it's like it got wet and it's sandy, so I got to friggin' clean.
You got melee weapons too. I mean, you got.
You gotta make sure the bow stave has enough spring left in it.
When I'm like sharpening my daggers and like making sure my arrowheads are all in order, I'm staring down the dude that I had the confrontation with before.
Occasionally, he turns his lizard head to stare at you cold-bloodedly. You guys just stare into each other's eyes, and then he turns away, turns back.
I'm just sitting there cocking and decocking the crossbow while just dead-eyed,
waiting for the last raindrop to hit the ground, and then we just fight.
Is that what happens?
You haven't asked.
We haven't asked. I mentioned something about parting ways, but that's about it.
I have a question for you.
Yes. So the original guy that you spoke to, Boldish, comes forward to answer this one.
What happens the moment the storm ceases?
The
Are we
pact
supposed to part ways?
of the
What do we
sun
find?
and storm. When two groups who do not agree must take shelter together, they part until one can no longer see the other. After that, the pact is broken. If you are so eager to invade our lands, he just like gestures out into the storm and says, we will ride over one of the dunes and then return, and we will face each other.
I turned to everyone in my party like, what do you think? That sounds pretty good to me, actually.
Why not just cut out the middleman and as soon as it's
I mean, if they're asking for an ass whooping, I'm all
There are
about it.
traditions to be maintained.
They ain't my traditions.
Listen, we will honor the pact, guys. It's the least we can do in this situation. From one warrior party to another.
I mean, if they want to go over to dude and come back and, they want to end their lives that quickly, well, that's their own prerogative, and I'm all for it.
Death is quick. Life is equally quick.
Fine. After this wind has ceased, ride over a dune and come back and we will fight.
I appreciate your respect for our culture. It is traditional and honorable.
As I said, cleric of Guzengos. It's what we do.
There are many clerics of Guzenguz who are less honorable and more destructive.
Well, clearly they've never seen and met with our Valkyrie god like I have.
there was that dragon guy who was a piece of work.
Yes, and now I carry his sword as a token of victory.
That's the name of the sword now. Token of victory. It's emblazoned on a nameplate.
Oh, fuck yeah, that's a pretty good sword name.
This is the sword of the last hero of the 7th age, Kelly. Token of victory. He took it off the dead body of the betrayer dragon.
You get a couple more tokens, you can go over to the shelf of destiny and pick out a prize.
You act like it's like a little replica, a tiny one at like a Chuck E. Cheese's.
Yeah.
Choose wisely.
Wait, it's dangerous to go alone. Take this.
One token will grant you eternal life.
It's stuck in a rock, and you press a button and it lights up like it's on fire.
Legend has it the next token is in an island called Ski Ball.
Ski Ball would be the great name for like a lich or something.
The great sorceress spellcaster, Ski Ball.
Yeah.
All right.
SKEBAWL.
If you all are insistent on waiting out the storm before the murder party begins, is there anything else you want to do? You certainly have some inscriptions to talk about, maybe mull over your options, or we can cut directly to the part where they charge over the dunes and try to murder you.
I would like there to be a scene where we do the warrior class before they ride off.
Oh, you want to be like, we're excellent, honorable brothers.
Exactly.
Yeah,
yes.
Boldish of Clan Luga will do that with you. He says, there are not many outsiders who come from afar, who work as foreign money troopers, that would show us the level of respect and courage that you have. I look forward to removing your head from your shoulders. It will be with great pride that I return you back to Clan Luga.
Yes, well, I have died many deaths already. Even if you attempt and succeed, I will return.
You like, they're not an emotional people, right? It's very hard to read a lizard folk face, but he's certainly confused. If this was a video game, there'd be little exclamation point, question marks appearing over his head.
I will prove this fact to you if you do manage to take off my head. What is one thing I can tell you in my next life that will prove this fact to you?
That you can bring yourself back to life. I suppose when I meet you again, I would be very surprised.
Well, let's just say it'll be a different you.
A different me. I do not understand, but if you wish to know something personal about me, the name of my daughter, Sasara.
Sasara. I'll remember that. I'll write that down. Because that'll be cool. Coming back and being like, yo, how's Sasara?
Well, I mean, we did it with oh god, what's his name? Yarick.
Rorik.
Yarick. Sorry.
Standing Rock Man.
Yeah. They're close, right?
Yorick is from a play written by
Macbeth.
Shakespeare.
Yeah, right. Is it Macbeth?
He's a fellow of infinite jest.
Yeah.
He's also a skull. I knew him well.
Yeah.
Alas, poor Rorik. It's just like a statue of a dude standing on rocks.
It's just a skull sitting on a rock.
Yeah.
How do you all want to ready yourselves for the oncoming rush of the gecko salt?
I will put on an extra, like as they're coming around the mountain when they come, I will I will put on the extra 2 AC that I need to sustain myself, but only just before combat starts.
I kind of also meant like physically where you wanted to put yourselves on the battle map.
Oh, right. Okay, I get you.
Behind half cover, because fuck yeah.
Oh, you want what is
which
half cover
direction
plus
did they
2
ride
AC
up?
or something?
Yeah, it really depends what direction they're going. They're leaving in.
They're heading back southerly, and it looks like they're sweeping southeastern and coming like from either the south or the east or the southeast.
I will stand open, out in the open, Arthur.
Come at me, bros!
I can't remember. Is this pillar that I'm behind? Is that half cover?
So
for
all
me?
of the walls here are only like a foot tall. So that
yes.
pillar that you're behind there, it would be half cover for you.
Yay!
Can we... What do we have in our cart? Can we construct some half cover?
Nothing. I don't think. Nothing. Like, I mean, we had, some rations, stuff like that. But we don't have any, like, cinder blocks or sandbags or anything like that. I mean, it's just basic supplies.
Yeah. I think it's like all of the backpacks and shit that we have.
Because we gave away all of our other shit to the fort that we didn't need.
I mean, you can make visual cover.
I could use the cart for cover, but that's. I mean, we've got all these stone pillars. If they're all.
Plus, we also have a guide with us. Remember that.
Exus, yes.
Yeah, he's in the.
If he's not going to fight, he needs to be probably in the wagon, laying
He
pro.
is underneath the wagon. He's finleying it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've now become a verb.
Yes, you've done it like 2 or 3 times now. So.
Is everybody where they want to be then?
Yeah.
Yes.
So riding back over the southern dune, the lizard folk riders appear. Rather than riding around you in circles and pelting you with arrows or spears, they appear to just be dashing into melee combat at high speed on their mounts.
Yeah, man, that's what I'm talking about. Give me that shit.
Let us roll for initiative.
I like that Kelly is standing out in the open against cavalry. That's never traditionally gone well, but more power to you, buddy.
Well, I mean, I'm rocking 23 AC right now, bitch. We're good.
He goes and flexes and says, I'm rocking these guns.
Okay, 16 is higher.
That the hammer is my penis.
Well, really?
I'm gonna take that
Captain Hammer?
25.
Damn. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll take the 10. Yeah, you weren't thinking about that fucking statement, were you, Arthur? That's an old school reference right there.
What, Captain Hammer?
Yeah.
Yeah, their thing of getting the band back together. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Ooh. Okay.
Nate Fillion and Felicia Day just did a thing together. So
Have you guys seen the first episode of that Netflix show that just came out about the Santa Cara diet or whatever it is? Where like Drew Barrymore
is a zombie. Yeah.
is a zombie. And
that didn't just come out. That's been out for years.
That's been out for a while.
Well, I mean, I watched the first episode of it and I'm just like, damn, Nathan Fillion got fat.
You got jacked again for The Rookie.
He's in The Rookie? Okay.
Yeah, he's the main character in The Rookie. He's the rookie.
He's the rookie.
That's why there's no next season of Castle, because he can't come back ripped.
He's the guy.
Castle was great.
Agram, you're up first. These guys are riding towards you on their lizards. The lizards are like pedaling along on the ground. They're moving about 120 feet around. So,
yeah. I just love the mental image of the little geckos. I love those guys. They're great.
So I want to tell you that as long as these guys are moving at full speed every round, they're giving themselves an AC bonus to dodging.
That's fine.
It will go away if they ever slow down, which will probably happen almost immediately.
All right.
What do you want to do? You got a cocked and loaded crossbow.
Yeah. So all the walls you said are about a foot high.
Yes.
Thereabouts?
Yep.
Even the darker ones.
Yep.
Okay.
I mean, it is a ruin. Yes.
Yeah. Well, just like to check. I'm going to bonus action hunter's mark this guy.
The guy or the lizard?
The guy.
Okay, you're just shooting at the rider.
Yes.
Okay.
And then I'm going to take a shot at him. And then let's see. Oof. And then
You gotta take a shot at him, and it sails toward him, and he ducks his head sideways. The whole lizard side shifts with him, and the bolt just sails past.
And then as part of my Gloomstalker, I'm going to fire again.
You have
Crossbow expert.
Yep, there we go. All right, yes, a 19 will definitely 100% hit.
So that's, and then D6 for hunter's mark. 4.
I like this music, man. It's good. It's a nice change. Get that little
You know, you gotta have the desert battle music when you get to the World 3 stage, of course.
yeah. And jump on some cactus right now, you know.
I do need to go hit that Drumurboy SoundCloud and just begin vampiring all of his tracks down to my personal use. So you're advancing, so you're like firing twice and then leaping over and dwarf running to the next pillar, putting your back up against it and reloading. All right, Daka. It's chameleon killing time, Daka. That's what you've been waiting for.
Bonus action hunter's mark the same guy.
All right.
Seems like we want to focus down
Which one you hit?
this one.
This
No, that one.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then we'll take a shot.
Shot. Oh yeah, that's
Everybody!
There it is.
Even with the AC bonus granted by speed, that still will catch this guy. As you shoot him off the mount, you can see his blood spray onto his lizard. The lizard immediately turns around and begins eating the guy's body as he's lying dead on the stands.
boy.
Where do you guys want to move your hunter's mark to?
I'm going to move to the guy to the right of that guy.
Dudes, we're gonna get gecko mounts.
Hell yeah.
So you're moving to the right, Daka?
Do we want to leave these things alive?
I mean, if it's not advancing on us at the moment, I mean, the riders have weapons, so I mean, I'm more worried about the riders at the moment. We're about the animals later.
I'll move my hunter's mark to the same target.
Okay.
Plus, you know, if we can get some lizard boys to ride upon, I'd be down for that.
Yeah, I'm just
We
asking.
can also talk to animals, kind of, so...
Because I can horde breaker and potentially.
I don't know that you can talk to animals specifically.
We can communicate basic
You can
ideas.
interpretive dance with them. Yeah.
That's what I do with my dog. It works.
I do it with my cat. I go sit for like 20 minutes, and when she finally sits, I throw a treat at her.
Just stomp my boot on the floor and make him fuck off.
Ronan really likes hand signals. So this is sit, this is speak, this is spin, this is lay down, this is stick him up.
Gosh, a dance party or a robbery at your house would be really difficult for him.
He'll deal with it.
He'd be useless in a robbery anyway. Have you seen him? He's too fluffy and adorable.
Yeah.
Look,
Unless
there
you
are
give
plenty
him a
of
knife.
fluffy and adorable objects that work great in robberies.
My mom turned a golden retriever into a fucking watchdog. It works sometimes.
Well, Daka, you got anything else you want to throw out here?
Like I could horde breaker the lizard, but
Sounds like you're leaving the lizard alone for the moment.
may as well.
It is occupied.
All right, Kelly, you're up.
Which one's my nemesis?
You're talking about which one is Boldush? Of
The one I did,
Dead center right here.
Hell yeah, I knew it. Is this difficult terrain or is this normal terrain?
It is normal. So
Okay.
it's just
I
kind
guess-
of damp sand.
I guess that stuff out there would be difficult, maybe. I don't know.
It is all just damp sand right now. It's pretty clingy
Gotcha.
and holding itself in place.
10 foot,
All right.
and I'm just like, I'll make it quick. And flame tongue longsword. Let's go.
Okay.
Whoop-a-chang! I step on a rock and I'm just like,
You deal 4 points of damage to yourself.
what?
Oh no, sorry, you do the full fire damage to yourself. You deal 8 points of damage as you swoosh.
Wait, I don't get to roll the damage.
You
to
did.
see-
You rolled. That's the fire damage. It's the 2d6, right?
Oh right.
You burn yourself for 8 points of damage during the slash. You go to
Alright.
slash, you're like, ah, and you like draw it across your arm accidentally. You're like, ah, where's on fire?
It's like the sword equivalent of like shooting a musket, not doing anything, like looking down the barrel.
How many rolls have we done today? 1, 2,
Got a lot of ones.
Yeah.
3, 4, 5 ones. All right. I will
Too many.
use I'll use my my clericing ability.
Okay.
I'm not gonna let it slide that I said that.
And then set yourself on fire. You're like, fuck that shit. I'm tripling down.
Yeah.
All
Set
right.
yourself on fire and grapple them.
Come on!
No.
Holy fuck!
You continue stumbling around in the wet sand and you give him another slash.
All right, I'm gonna Arthur. I'm doing it again.
So you're action surging?
Yes, I'll
All right.
actions.
Make your next attack. Another one.
So you said 8 damage first, right? Let me just remove that real
Yep.
quick. All right, but so I'll use the first second wind here
Okay.
before I do anything.
Sure. D10 plus whatever's. Plus 3 or something like
10
that.
plus 4.
It's plus your fighter
No.
level.
What fighter level am I now? I think
3.
I'm 3 or 4.
You're 3.
Yeah,
Yours
because
over 4.
we're 4th level, right? So.
Yep.
Yeah. All right.
D&D beyond
12.
everyone. 12 hit points. Okay, so yeah. But in a matter of a few seconds, you just take a deep breath, pull yourself together for a moment, and you can already see that the burn is like cooling off on your arm.
I do that sometimes to make myself feel alive. No, I don't say that.
No.
I fucking.
Do you want to?
Wow.
What's even better is he left the mic open but took the headset off.
That's right. Dave's gone.
I am the captain now.
Do you have a
I need
hand
to
signal?
talk to Eric about this shit. This is unacceptable.
Do you have a hand signal for letting Ronan take over your spot?
Do you want a bonus action to use your other cleric strike or whatnot?
Yes.
Okay. Fourth
Alright,
attack.
Come on now.
You're just a flame tongue longsword slashing machine right now.
I want to take this episode and compare it to the episode where I slaughtered all the fucking halflings. I'm either a fucking god tier fighter or garbage man.
It doesn't matter how well I roll, I'm still a pincushion.
Okay.
There you go.
That will connect.
That was good.
You're like the gif of that guy slipping on ice for like 5 seconds and then finally just stabilizing.
As you flail about with your sword, you finally get a pretty good cut on him that cuts across the front end of his what passes for armor, and you see that there's a burning sear on his chest as he's like, ah! You got any other tricks up your sleeve? Maybe like a second action surge, 3 more cleric attacks, free
I wish.
action.
Next level though, dude. Next level. Second attack every round.
That's
No,
I
wait,
thought that
no,
was
not
that's
it.
5th level fighter.
Oh my god. Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, next level I I actually next level I'm gonna get more wisdom, which means more cleric attacks.
Okay.
So,
Boldish is going to let his mount take the first attack before he gets in there.
Roger.
So the mount, what's your AC?
23.
Okay, so he needs like a 19 hit. Yeah, that isn't gonna cut it. And then he is going to hit you with heavy club plus spike shield.
He's gonna shield me?
He's gonna
Nice.
shield bash you.
Hell yeah.
Nope. So the lizard has to stop, right? You're directly in front of him, and it lashes out with its tongue, and you're just like, okay, you hit my armor. It means nothing to me. This guy's like flailing at you, hitting you, slashing his sword, slamming his shield. You're in plate mail, so you just literally don't give a shit. Finley, you are getting ridden down on by your armor means your armor bonus means nothing there. And then you are going to, as this guy goes past you, if you have a melee weapon out, you can take a you can take a reaction check either way. As this guy goes riding past you, he's going for Agrim.
All right, I'll hit him with a rapier.
Okay.
I'll give him what's for.
Yeah, that'll do it. That'll hit real
God
good.
damn.
He goes riding past you. He's not even looking at you. You stab him in the side, and he's just like, "Ah, gah, 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 gah," as his lizard continues traveling towards Agrim. And then Daka is going to be the recipient of this guy leaping over behind and coming around on him. So let's start with the attack on Finley. What's your AC, Finley?
16.
Well, this is some real bad news for you, because that lizard, I need you to make a grapple escape roll. So you can either pick strength athletics or dexterity acrobatics in order to break out of this, but if not, then you're going to be restrained, and that's super bad.
I'm definitely choosing dexterity.
I figured.
Jesus.
That is successful. You take 4 points of damage. It tries to keep its jaws around you and like hold you in place for the rider to just begin beating the hell out of you, and you just nope out of that grip. You're like, I'm not going down like this. Not going down like this. Next up, we've got.
You see, back to the pre-battle, Finley's just like rubbing himself down with some schmear so he can get out of tight spots.
Yeah, raspberry
Finley
schmear,
bagel
you know?
schmear.
That's right.
The heavy club attack hits first for 1d6 plus 2 damage. The shield bash, you just duck underneath. 6 points. Agrim, same deal. What's your AC?
16.
I could check on D&D.
Are you grappled, Brian? Is that what happened?
No, he escaped
No.
the grapple. No shield bash on Agrim, but you take 4 points of damage from heavy club hitting you as well.
Yep.
Daka Zuvia. What's your
I was
AC?
going to make that joke. That's
What's your AC?
16 now.
Okay, then you are hit. I need you to break the grapple.
With the dex.
You can choose dexterity acrobatics or strength athletics.
Dexterity acrobatics.
You take 6 points of damage and you are restrained.
I'm going to activate my Hellish Rebuke.
That's a good call. That's a good call. Show me your damage.
Mine is save for half.
Save for half.
Well, this is the guy that also
what's the
has
save?
my homing mark on him, so.
No, this isn't the guy. This is just the lizard attacking right now.
Oh fuck.
Yep. What is the save?
10.
No, I mean, what's the?
Dex, I think.
Okay.
now go to your spell book and it should tell you what it is.
I guess I could check on D&D Beyond, but I'm looking up restrained right now.
That's it.
12, I think, is probably not going to save.
It's either 12. So go to your spell book on your tab there, Drumurboy, and it should say on the bottom, save DC.
10 DC. I think he's asking the thing though, like
What type it is?
Yeah, I'm trying to look for the info. Spell info?
Should be Warlock.
Hey,
But it's not Warlock because it's from Tieflings. So
It's 12.
right, it's not the number that we're
Dexterity
worried
saving
about.
Dexterity saving throw. Yeah.
Okay, so it's gonna deal half damage then.
Okay.
Tiefling
Which
traits,
is-
Infernal Legacy,
Four
so
or
it's just-
five.
yeah, it's whatever hell should be good. All right, so you're restrained, Daka. Your speed is now 0. Attack rolls against you have advantage, and you have disadvantage. And you have disadvantage on dexterity saving throws, which means now.
Wait, I always thought that you have disadvantage attacking someone else other than the person that's grappling you.
No, because
that
this
true?
isn't a grapple. This is a restrained.
Yeah.
Oh wait, he went 2 steps in one attack? Huh.
Yeah, that's
Neato.
how these lizard
Crazy.
creatures work. So it's got him wrapped in the
Man,
tongue and
if
is
I-
partially inside the mouth.
If I listened a little closer, I would have saved my Hellish Rebuke for the dude on top that has my hunter's mark, but we can't recount that now. So
Okay.
Like,
Now
I
begins.
rolled dice, man.
Now begins the
Yeah.
beating time. So this is for the first attack, and this is for the second attack. So even a advantage roll, that's not going to hit. But the second one, the spike shield, will hit for 4 more points of damage to Daka.
So that's 8 total. What was the other one?
4 plus 6 is 10 total damage.
10 total. Yeah.
Finley, last to
Yeah.
act, but some have said the best to act.
I'm gonna stab a bitch.
Okay, tell me more about this bitch that you stabbed.
I mean, can I even reach the guy riding the gecko?
Yeah, because I mean, he has to reach down in order to get to you.
Okay.
Right? Like,
All right, I'm gonna stab him then with the
Okay.
rapier.
Yeah.
Right in the
up
booty.
through the foot, you know? Like,
yeah, that's a pretty good stab right there. Some have called it a solid stab. 10 points of damage.
you can
And I
offhand as well.
Yeah.
You won't be able to sneak attack unless you use something to give you advantage.
No.
Oh yeah, no. Sorry, I play a swashbuckler in Eric's game, and I was like, no, he can't. I was like, no, he can't. Yeah.
No, not yet.
Well, you
I'm
could
going
use
to my-
the GM insight. No, that's not the thing. What's the thing that lets you take advantage once?
Oh no, so that's I get
Inspiration?
advantage.
Inspiration.
Oh, I don't have any inspiration.
Oh, well, that sucks.
The only way
You've been
either
very,
attack-
very restrictive. With the
It's not restrictive. I only give it out for
I-
truly great times.
I needed to either attack someone that hadn't acted yet,
Yes.
and me rolling garbage for initiative screwed that up, or attack someone standing next to an ally, which
Yep.
was a bad idea. So now I'm going to
Stab him again.
use. How do I stab again?
You can offhand attack. You use your
okay.
bonus
Use your
action
bonus
to take
action.
another attack.
That's right.
Yeah.
So I guess but I can't use my rapier. I have to use a dagger, right?
That's correct.
Yes.
There
So
it
you
is.
should have it set up on your sheet.
Look,
Yeah.
I said stab again, but you don't. Oh, well, I mean, that's a pretty good roll. I mean, you don't
Yeah.
have to do that. There are plenty of other options you could take.
no,
I just
well,
thought that was what you were doing.
I did.
It's
that.
also worth pointing out that you would lose 2 of your attack roll there because offhand doesn't have proficiency. Wait, actually, maybe assassins do have proficiency on offhand.
Well, matter. It's still plenty of damage.
Well,
Oh,
it's
you
still-
mean
yeah.
towards the damage then, right? Is that-
No, it doesn't affect the damage. It only affects.
only the attack.
Oh, the
roll.
attack roll. Okay.
Yeah, unless
All
you
right.
have what 2
It's
weapons
fine.
and
That's
whatever.
way more than
Who's
what's needed to
still
hit this
big
guy.
enough?
Yeah, you slash a cut on his leg. You can see lizard style. It's already beginning to knit itself back up, but blood is pounding out of it, like pulsing.
Nice.
Seems pretty bad. This guy's fairly hurt. We come back around to the beginning of the turn. It's literally only been 6 seconds, and already people are dying left and right. Daka is being held down. Agrim, what do you want to do?
Let's see. I want to shoot at the guy that is.
Hunter's marked?
No. Well, no, yeah, it is actually the same guy. Yeah. I'm going to shoot at that guy.
Wait, isn't there a rule about not being able to?
Crossbow
you
expert.
can't.
It's
yeah.
if you try to shoot somebody that's in melee with you and you don't have crossbow expert, it is at disadvantage.
But I'm
You
shooting
can
at
shoot
somebody.
outwardly at other people all you want.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm shooting at the guy harassing
I
Doc.
might be thinking of the caster rules where you can't shoot magic while someone's in like your threat bubble or something.
No, that was in like Pathfinder and shit. You can still
really?
do that. This
Fuck,
is-
man.
yeah.
I've been playing too many role playing games,
Yeah.
and they're all just.
It's like when I'm like make a
together.
persuasion roll and everyone's like, what is that skill called in this system? Well, I don't know.
Same problem, Dave. I have the same exact problem. Right? I'm shooting this guy.
We have a duel of wits instead of fighting.
And then Hunter's Merc.
Yep, that'll hit.
5 points of Hunter's Merc.
Okay, 11 whole points of damage. You slam a crossbow bolt in this guy. It hits him in the back as he's focusing on Doc, and he's he turns around and like lizard eyes blink at you as he just a mask of rage.
But I'm gonna flip him off.
As you're reloading, you're like cranking it.
No, it's like this.
Sure, I'm good with it.
Anything else, Agrim?
No.
Daka, you've never experienced having the lower half of your body inside of a lizard mouth.
No, he has. He was with the succubus for a night. Come
Oh
on now.
my
That's not a
god.
lizard there.
Wow. First off, wow. Second off, no. Third, wow. Fourth, it is disgusting, but also kind of warm. You know, it's just. Yeah. Also, it's terrible. You really, really don't want to be eaten by this lizard. What do you want to do?
I mean, the only thing I can do is like try to escape, right?
You can still attack. It'll be at disadvantage, or you can try to break out of the grapple.
I would probably try and break out of the grapple if I was you. Restricted is a huge disadvantage for everything.
I mean, I want to
when you
point
can-
out, at Devil's Advocate, it can just try to re-grapple you every round.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
I mean, you might just have to try and escape, take the AO.
You
and
could be
just-
you could be the comic relief of this fight, continuously pulling yourself out of the lizard's mouth while being stumbling across the ruins, being put back into it. This is
No,
your
I'm gonna
Benny
attack.
moment from The Mummy.
I'm gonna attack it.
Which mummy?
The first Mummy. That's the only one he's in, right?
Brendan Fraser. He's in two movies.
No, Benny, the dude who ends up working for the Mummy, the evil bad guy.
No,
He's like, oh, I have wares to sell if Kishit has cash. That guy.
Oh, I thought it was in the first one for a little bit. Whatever.
What?
20
No,
on the dude with Hunter's Mark.
that's the only one he's in is in the first one.
I don't remember Benny.
And Hunter's
He's-
Mark damage.
Oh my goodness.
7 damage to the rider.
Okay, you will hit, deal 7 damage to him. He is upset. He didn't think that you would be capable of attacking him, but you just at point blank range. It doesn't matter to you that at point blank you would have disadvantage because you've already got it. You fire an arrow. He has no time to react. It slices up the side of his arm, and he's like, ah.
I'm gonna Horde Breaker, get another arrow like straight in the face of the lizard.
Oh boy. All right.
14?
14 will.
It's terrible damage though.
Hit.
I rolled
It
lowest
will hit.
damage on both.
Yeah.
Hunter's Mark.
The
don't
hunter's
have
mark
a
is
mark
on
on
the
the
rider instead of the lizard.
Oh, it doesn't. Oh, I thought. Okay, what's the one that hits everything in an AOE?
That is the bonus action spell.
That's a hail.
Hail of Thorns.
Hail of Thorns.
That would hit himself at this point.
I mean, he's inside the mouth. If he's like about to go in, then flicks it up in the air and it goes inside.
The key is you get in the lizard and then fire it. And there you go.
Yeah.
No, you don't go inside of it. The inside is as well armored as the outside.
You go really small and go up the lizard's ass and go really big.
That's what I tried to the Thanos theory. Wow. Wow, Kelly, let's just cut over to
Where's
you.
Gags when we need him, right? Like.
Wait, did I forget to attack Kelly? No, wait, that can't be right. I think I attacked Kelly first.
you tried to, but you
Yeah,
failed.
that's right. You're super armored. All right. Well, I just wouldn't want you to think that you weren't being challenged.
Let's see how I do.
Yeah, how do you do?
14?
You're attacking the rider or the ride?
Yeah, the rider. Yeah, the rider.
As you slash up at Boldesh of Clan Luga, his head comes off, and it's got that nice sear to it, so no blood comes out of the stump. Like, you sear it as it goes, and his head sails off, and the mount begins consuming the body in the process. It just reaches up and like pulls him back out and is like eating him.
Can I at least keep his head?
Yeah, the head just rolls away if you want to spend the rest of your turn picking it up and being like, yeah, it's right. What's up, Boldash?
No, I think I'll use it as an intimidation factor if we roll into their camp.
Oh my god, you're gonna be like, is this your god? Is this your king? Is this your king?
I mean, I'm gonna say, like, he fought fairly. Yeah, we're here and we're going to stomp.
Just roll it into the camp, be like, I am the captain now.
Yeah, if I could catch it, Arthur, that'd be cool.
Send them a whole bunch of barrels of oil.
I will allow you to make a dexterity saving throw to catch it.
Ooh, yeah.
You will require a 12 in order to grab it out of the air before it hits the ground.
How's a 6 to you?
You reach out to grab it, and it lands at your feet and rolls behind you. You spend the rest of your turn reaching between your legs and like pulling it back out, then like getting it in the right, so you got like the head at the top and the neck's at the bottom, and you can like look at it as the light fades from his eyes.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. I'll keep it. I'll backpack that bitch.
The lizard that was eating its mount runs over to attack Kelly. The
Cool.
one that is currently
I'm
eating its master eats its master for the turn.
All right. So it looks like the mount's hungry boys.
22 to hit, which will not, unfortunately. It gets very close to wrapping itself around you before you just take a step back. The lizard looks super upset that it wasn't able to finish eating you.
I like the idea that I ducked because I was trying to pick up the head. Yeah.
Finley, let's talk about
Just
eating you.
caresses my back with his tongue.
Nope. All right. It's club time plus shield bash. Those will both hit.
Club Penguin.
Yeah. I'm getting canceled just like that website.
You take 11 points of damage as he hits you over the head with a big club, and then he backhands you with his buckler shield with
Well, you
spikes on
only
the end
have
of it.
16 HP, so that's pretty rough for you, right?
Well, now I'm down to 17 now. I had 32.
Yeah, he picked up a bunch of HP in the last level.
I know. I was giving him grief. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. Next up, APGram.
I'm the squishy boy that's gonna die this round.
Time to eat APGram. 19 will hit. I need you to make a grapple escape attempt. Strength, athletics, or...
All right, I'll do acrobatics, right?
Okay. Nope. You're in the mouth now, brother. You take 5 points of damage, and the next attacks against you have advantage. You weren't going anywhere. That is a hit and a critical. So you take 1d6 plus 2, and then 2d6 plus 2. So the club only hits you for 3 points of damage. It's it kind of deflects off your armor. You roll with it. The shield bash catches you full in the face. You can feel the spikes rip across your face. 10 points of damage. In total, you've taken 18 this round. And you're being slowly consumed by a lizard. Speaking of being consumed by a lizard, Daka, the creature that's eating you, begins chewing on you. That is a 16 to hit.
That's my AC.
Then you get chewed on for 3 points of damage.
Whoa.
It's spending the time
Wow.
savoring you. You can feel it. Its tongue is trying to like take your boot off so it can lick your foot and just savor
Ugh.
your fearful, sweaty taste.
And I just
It's like-
taunted a little more to the left.
This is that lizard that can tie a knot with a cherry.
Oh
stem.
no, I'm rolling like Dave tonight. What is this? The shield bash will hit for 4 points of damage. Unfortunately, I don't kill you. It's very sad for me. Finley Longbottom,
Yeah.
as they call him, Mr. Bagelschmier, Mr. Lover.
Mr. Finley Bagel.
Who is Finley Longbottom?
Who is Finley Longbottom?
Who
Mr. Crick?
is Finley Longbottom?
So I'm going to stab the rider
Do it.
by rapier. Oy.
Well, you try.
I
As you
try.
do, the lizard yanks the rider out of the way.
And I say, that was just my fake attack. And I use my offhand dagger. And I'm like, and that was my other fake attack, and smile.
Let me ask you a question. Have you ever
I'm
seen
just
the movie
wasting your
Chronicles of
time.
Riddick?
Huh?
Have you ever seen Chronicles of Riddick?
Oh, shit, like years ago.
Yeah, there's a scene where Vin Diesel just holds two daggers out and walks in a circle, and they motion blur it so it looks like he's turning really fast, and people just like run up to him and then fly away. They're like, ah! And
Oh,
I'm like,
yeah.
he's just turning in a circle really fast, guys.
So I killed the rider and
No,
the...
you just turned in a circle really fast. You're like, this is my fake attack. Ah!
What you didn't see is like the people. He's standing on a lazy Susan, and the people underneath are like spinning him.
Ladies and gentlemen, it has only been 12 seconds since the start of this combat, and already things are getting fucking wild. People are being eaten, lizards are running everywhere, Daka is slowly being lowered into the gullet of a giant gecko. When we return for the second half, will Daka die? Will Kelly get to celebrate his prize? Will Agram not get eaten as well? I mean, it's a rough life for everybody all around. We'll return in about 8, but probably more like 10 minutes. Stick around. #WitchPrime.
Which prime?
Twitch Prime.
WitchPrime.